Hi, Debbie. It's great to see you.
Hey, Amy, it's so good to see you too. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has. But you are the featured author for our book club this month, and I wanted to introduce people to your beautiful, gorgeous book,
Oh, thank you.
Letting Go. And I would just want to show a couple of pages. You can see there's black and white and color photos. And it's a gorgeous kind of coffee table book with a lot of story in there too. So, Debbie, in your book, you have a lot of conversation in there about transformation. So I'd love to hear how you came up with the title and what that means to you.
Ooh, let's see. Where do we start and how long do we have? Uh, where I came up with it was very selfishly. Letting go is something that I work on constantly. I work on it with things that are tangible and physical, as well as things that are not, just things that are emotional, things that are psychological, because I am firmly convinced that we will never achieve the best in life until we let go of some of the things that hold us back. And that's topic for classes, coursework, discussions, and books.
Right. And so I think in the book, what I learned from you is a lot about how to let those things go and how to embrace maybe a new identity. Would you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. The new idea, well, that's one phase of it. The new identity is that it seems like through life, through every phase of life, we're always moving from one thing to the next. You move from, I mean, even babies move to be toddlers, and toddlers to children, children to young adults, and so on. So there are always labels
Yeah.
that people have on even pieces of their life. Or it could be, I'm moving from student to employee, or I'm now labeled as an intern, or I'm labeled as a junior, whatever, and then a senior, whatever. So there are labels that, because we as people like to categorize ourselves and categorize life, we put these labels, which also might be considered identities. If we internalize it, it's an identity. I think of myself as a student. Well, I remember when I graduated from university, I had a hard time letting go of being a student and what all that meant. I wasn't sure I wanted to grow up, but I had to let go of that. At the time, I wasn't so analytical about it, but I had to let go of that in order to move to the next phase, to embrace the new identity. So that happens with um, moving from bride to wife to pregnant woman to mother to grandmother to, I mean, those big identities are even tougher to let go. And sometimes mother, for example, or parent, we don't ever really let go of that. Those of us that have been fortunate enough to experience that, we don't really let go of that. But what does that mean? What does that entail? So sometimes it can be exhausting, all this letting go and and moving on. But I know without a doubt that the letting go is just the first step to getting to the better.